Water. Something which flows from our taps for free is also a multi-billion-pound industry. How has the industry grown from this to this? Is it justified?
Water's water, my arse.
And will it ever rise to the level of the wine industry? This is H2O. Our first stop is here in the Peak District, more specifically to the Crag Inn to meet Doran Binder. Doran is a water sommelier. He also runs his very own bottled water company called Crag Spring Water. He bottles the liquid at the pub from the source, which sits directly underneath the building. At the bar though, Doran holds water tastings, and I'm here to try some serious H2O. Hello.
Hey. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, thank you. Here for your water tasting?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Great, so Doran, what are we doing here today?
We're going to do a water tasting, Charlie, and I'm going to hopefully blow you away with the power of natural water. And I warn everybody before they come and sit here that you'll never look at water in the same way again, and this will change your perception. So once you see this, you'll never unsee it.
But before we continue with Doran, we need to understand how water gets its taste. The taste comes from something called the TDS level, meaning total dissolved solid. This equates to the amounts of molecules like calcium, potassium and magnesium which have naturally entered into the water as it has filtered through the earth.
Right, so the first water we will do will be Loredana, but it could have been Voss, or it could have been a different water. So these both are below 50 TDS, so this is 1.4.
Very dry. That's my first take from it.
So Crag TDS 120 is now low category of water. Do the same thing again, swirl it around, and what Crag's going to do is we'll reline your mouth instantly and heal this feeling.
Straight away. Straight away.
So it leaves your mouth feeling wet, hydrated, you feel like you've had a good drink.
After trying a couple more waters from the 400 and 1000 TDS zones, we landed at Contracts at 2000 TDS.
Now, I've done water tastings with people that say to me, I've had that water on holiday and it didn't taste like that. What have you done to it? And I go, nothing. I just made you aware. Now you're picking it up more now?
Yes.
It's got a proper flavour, doesn't it? But it's almost like you need to tune the brain in, and if the brain isn't tuned into it, we'll just glug without thinking about it.
After trying all this water, I can taste the difference, but I have one question to ask Doran. Do you think water should be worth upwards of £100? And do you think that's justified?
No, never. It's a gimmick. It's just a marketing gimmick. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get the best water. Elm Spring Water, top category. Shepley Spring Water. These are top grade waters. You can buy 2 litres for 35p. So it's not a question of money, it's a question of awareness. But in the world of branding and marketing, it's money.
The next part of this trip takes me to the home of one of Britain's water capitals. You guessed it, Buxton. From its humble beginnings, first being bottled for its health benefits in the 1870s, Buxton Water has grown to become one of the most popular water brands in the UK. After being bought by Nestlé in 1992, it has forged a legacy, with last year alone the company selling over £150 million worth of bottled water. Behind me sits Nestlé Waters. Built in 2012 is where every one of these is made. Nestlé poured £35 million into the facility, which every day produces 2 million bottles of water across its 5 lines. The water is transported from here at St Anne's through pipes, located directly at the source, which lead back to the Nestlé facility, before being bottled and sold by the millions. I'm meeting Dylan, an expert on all things Buxton Water, at the pump room, across the road from the fashionable Crescent. I aim to find out a little bit more about the history of this liquid gold. So Dylan, whereabouts are we?
Yep, so we are in the pump room. This was built in 1894 by the 7th Duke of Devonshire, William Cavendish, as somewhere fashionable to socialise, take the waters and enjoy them in many other ways as well.
To see how the water was taken, Dylan invited me down into St Anne's Well itself. So, Dylan, how does the water end up here?
So it's quite a complicated process of geology, and what would happen under the ground is it gets pressurized along a fault line between limestone and Lemurian rock, and that would force the water to rise. The water fights its way up and comes out in this little well here that we have. It would have been served by the well women in a little cup on a stick. They would go into the well, they would scoop it like this, and then they would serve it over the balustrade there.
Wow, amazing. And was it very popular?
It was very popular indeed, and some of these well women made quite a good living serving the water.
Intrigued after my conversations with Doran and Dylan, I decided to head outside to conduct a little experiment of my own. So, in one of these cups has tap and the other has Buxton. Do you reckon you'll be able to taste the difference?
I think I can do it, yeah.
After that coffee, possibly not. But
Yeah?
Yeah.
Give it a go.
You're
I love the confidence.
Yeah,
I love the
Sarah,
confidence.
wasn't
Just tastes like water.
What's up? I prefer this one.
Yeah.
So I
Final
hope
verdict?
that is the Buxton official water.
it's a guess.
The white one.
White one.
I have no idea.
So I can tell you, you were correct.
Yeah!
The white is the Buxton water.
Amazing.
Did we win a prize?
The pink had like a kind of a, not like a metallic, but some sort of like taste. It had like a taste to it, whereas this one just had no taste. It was just very clear.
I now want to understand the water industry from the hospitality point of view. Glenn Priddle, General Manager of Slug & Lettuce Sheffield, will be answering some of my questions.
How many brands of bottled water does Slug & Lettuce?
Yeah, so we just sell the one bottle of Strathmore, both in still and sparkling.
Amazing. And how much does it cost to purchase?
So to purchase over the bar, you'd be looking at £4 for the 75 CL, or if you just want a standard 330ml, you'd be looking at around about £3.10.
In terms of amount, like different brands of wine, how many do you actually sell?
Oh, wine, different brands, we have up to 8.
Can you ever see a time where you will be selling more brands of bottled water?
Potentially. I think now a lot of people are very health conscious compared to how they used to be. So I think in time, but I think people come to a bar because they want alcoholic drinks as opposed to bottles of water.
But is water really turning into wine? Well, I want to hear what a wine expert has to say. So Jeff, 25 years experience in wine, these 3 waters in front of you, can you ever see water turning into wine?
I think the journey for water has got a little way to go as yet for consumers to really evaluate water in the same kind of process as wine. It comes from grapes, which is then they're farmed, lots of different techniques and ways of actually farming. But then the next process is that you actually make it into another product. The soil types that wine and grapes sit on, very, very relevant to the same way that the water is filtered through these different rocks. It's gonna be a very hard slog for it to replace wine in any shape or form.
As my journey comes to an end, bottled water is so much more than I realised. But the question still remains. Is water turning into wine? I'll let you decide.